Much greetings to you, televiewers of High Television. You're welcome to our Monday's edition of Excellence Impact. It's a pleasure to be with you. We hope and we believe that you're enjoying your holidays while preparing to enter into 2025. That is why we have the topic today: career building, growing, and sustenance in a hyper competitive world. It's high time we bring resource persons here on earth to educate the young ones, to educate women and everybody on how to better start the year, how to start build up your career, how to grow up in it, and how to sustain it. All in this edition of Excellence Impact. With us here today we have Mr. Musoke Lucas Lyonga. He is the General Coordinator of Excellence Union International Group and a modern nation builder. It's a pleasure to be with you this Monday morning.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy. Happy New Year and prosperous future for all Cameroonians and African youth, students and parents. We wish you Happy New Year in advance, and we say that you are very, very important in the history and future of this country. So stay tuned as we just give the little that we have for today. But this is very, very important for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can be part of the program using the numbers you find on your screen. You can text us on normal SMS or on WhatsApp. Like I said, our topic today is career building, growing, and sustenance in a hyper competitive world, which is very, very contextual and important for you to stay tuned till the end of the program. And why not continue to watch our wonderful programs on High Television? Mr. Musoke, I want us to start with career first of all. Are all careers contextual? Are they relevant, especially in this Africa?
I wish to say that it is a human being that is supposed to be relevant. Any relevant human being can pull attention and become very rich. So we should understand that in as much as there are careers, in those careers there are humans that are not relevant in those careers that people may be calling relevant careers. So what I will focus on today will be very different from what people may be thinking. It's how to make yourself relevant in a relevant career, and there are some people that are irrelevant in a relevant career. So it's a matter of making yourself a relevant person, and how your relevance can now influence your career, because most of what we have today in the world was initiatives and ideas of youths. Very young persons came up with most of the ideas of what we are doing today in the world, and that is driving the world today. For example, Toyota, Honda, most of these vehicles like that, the founders and the people who initiated, very young people who started this, and to today, and many other discoveries, inventions and the rest spark up from youth. That is why I want to look at African youth to really say that they have been sleeping and virtually doing nothing, because our continent is nowhere to be found, nowhere in competition, nowhere in relevance, nowhere in value. Everything that we have in our continent is owned by others. So it's a call for concern. So you cannot be claiming that you are an African and your continent is not relevant. Well, if you are living abroad and you are making noise and your continent is not relevant, your noise there makes no sense to the people there. That's why they laugh at us. They laugh at us that where you are coming from is not relevant. You are coming here to make noise. Go and make your place relevant. So it's a call for concern, and we need to look into it, so that most of these African youths whose mindset is different today and they have the escapist mentality, let them understand that when they escape and go to those places, they will still not be relevant there. No matter what they are doing there, people see them as strangers and visitors, and people who have come to disturb them, because they have the right to build their own continent and make it relevant. So it's a very, very serious edition today. Depending on the question that will be asked, we will be able to look into some issues. Thank you.
I have a worry with the statement you just made, that you want to tell the African youth, or you believe that they are sleeping, they are not doing nothing because the continent, there's nothing in the continent. But I also want us to...
I did not say there is nothing in the continent.
They are not doing anything.
Yes.
I also want us to look at the direction, from the direction where you see most of these young people, they have given ideas, they have brought up ideas like those you have mentioned did. It's because their ideas were put into practice. That is why we got what we got. But some of them have given their ideas, they have given proposals, they have written projects. All of those things, they end up in shelves, they end up in office tables, and even dustbins in some offices. And on the other hand, you find other Africans who are struggling to do something from one maybe business or one initiative to another, and there's no way because of the too much administrative bottleneck in the country.
Then let them get the answer from what I'll be seeing here today. The problem is not the ideas. The problem is that African youths are not knowledgeable. If I list a number of books here and ask how many African youths have read those books, none have read. The African youths have not read. When you have read, you cannot complain. There are avenues all over the world. Even if those avenues are not in Africa, there are avenues elsewhere that will support an idea that you have. But do African youth read? Do they have knowledge? Do they have information of how they can go about their what they have? They don't read. They don't know anything. They make noise. They waste all their time watching films, football, and the rest. And at the end, the knowledge that they need, the insight that they need, the information that they need, that is going to take them out of their situation, they don't have it. Other youths in India, in China, and the rest are benefiting from these avenues. Youth in Ghana, Nigeria, and the rest are benefiting from these avenues. But some of these youths are smart. Very few youths have this knowledge. The greater majority is that type that wants to go elsewhere. The escapist mentality. There is a reason for the escapist mentality because they lack knowledge. And when they travel to those places that they claim, they still go there and it's even worse. Because what counts in this world today is the in-depth of knowledge. And that is why you have these surface intellectuals today. Surface intellectuals that are gambling around. Then you have in-depth research and development intellectuals that are making things to happen. So this most of the youths today are following the steps of the surface, the superficial intellectuals who make a lot of noise and have nothing to offer to the population. That is the type of mentality that most youths have captured today, and they have at heart. But the in-depth mentality of going deep and very deep, searching and bringing out solutions, and knowing how these solutions could be amplified, how these solutions could be I may wish to use the word developed, and how these solutions could be spread and marketed. They don't have that knowledge. They waste their time on other things. Let me tell you, if you go and study chemistry and you think that is enough, if you have all A grades, you have not even started. If you go and study in any field and you think that by scoring all A grades, you have made this a lie. You must read. That was said that before a youth finishes the university, you must have read at least 256 books, at least. Reading 1,000 books should just be something normal for the youth of today. Books that will give you knowledge from all over. Now, for example, how many youths have taken time to read in depth the issues of Socrates, the issues of Mahatma Gandhi, the issues of Nelson Mandela, the issues of, there are many people I can call, even Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a long history of business. How many people know the history of Donald Trump, if not just by seeing him standing for presidential election? He has written books, he has books. And there is information, there is knowledge that the African youth lack. That's why they make noise that they have this and that. If you have this and that, I don't have the knowledge how to take it forward, then you don't have it. That is the problem. You don't have it. Why? Because African youth don't read. I want to make this point very clear. They are very, very, very distracted by other things that do not add any value to their life. If you watch football from morning to night for the past 1 year, which value does it add to your life? You are not a footballer. But if you are a footballer and your career is football, and you are watching football all the time, then you are building your career. But people who don't have anything to do with football, they waste their precious time on football. I'm not saying that people should not watch football, but that is not your career path. Why are you wasting time there? Once in a while you can relax and watch a match, but you have a career path that you are building. How many books are you reading? How many videos are you watching in that career path? So as to build your inspirations, it's nowhere to be found. So many people have made a lot of no, they have it. I say no. The issue is not having ideas. The issue is how could these ideas be put into use? Who are those that can support these ideas? How far have I gone with the ideas? Which other ideas are similar to it? You should know at least 100 to 1,000 other ideas that are similar to that ideas. How were they developed? How many youths have this time? They waste time. They sleep at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. The following morning again, big breakfast and the rest. And they want to make things to happen. It will not happen.
Let me just cut you short. You will still come back. I just want to make a practical example. When I talk of, even though what you are saying is 100% correct, but we should not also deny the fact that there are some barriers. For example, let me use a practical example. If I'm living in a community, in an environment, or in my village where there is no road, I'm not allowed, even if I have the resources, even if I have the ideas, even if I have the equipment, I'm not allowed to construct that road. That's just one example.
Why should you be living in an environment that has no roads when you know that your focal point, what you need to do, need roads? What should you be doing where there are no roads? Who have changed you there?
Everybody should live.
No, not everybody may need roads.
No, everybody needs roads.
Please, I think that we are educating the population. There are people that can live their lives only in that village. They don't have them time to go elsewhere. That's why I'm saying that you who have the mindset to go elsewhere and you have the knowledge, what are you still doing in an environment that does not have roads? I'm not saying that they should not construct roads, but I'm talking about your vision. Now we are talking about individuals who have a vision, and you know where this vision can be fulfilled. What should you be wasting? Why should you be wasting time where you know that if you stay there even for the next 10 years, your vision will go to nowhere? Why not look at an alternative? That's what the word alternative exists. It's because you might not succeed somewhere, but you can succeed elsewhere. Take note. So don't case yourself and be complaining.
Even though
Look for that is the difference between somebody who have studied, who have knowledge, and somebody who have studied but does not have knowledge. These are two sets of people. There are many people who have studied, they don't have knowledge. And there are many who have studied, who have knowledge. And also, in addition, common sense is added to their knowledge. Common sense. Common sense, as we say, is not common. But that is what has made so many people to succeed in the world today, is common sense. That tells you that this is what I have as vision. There's somebody who may just have to be him there and be doing his things, and other people are coming and taking what he's producing. You cannot compare yourself with that person. When you already have a certain level of knowledge, a certain level of exposure, and you know what you carry, you know your value, you know what you can give out, you know what you can produce, then you should look for the favorable environment that can make you perform that which you have. Else, you stay where you are not supposed to stay and waste your time.
that explains why so many of them are leaving the country.
No! That is where now I want to tell you no. Because in that same continent, there are more opportunities than those foreign countries. There are more opportunities which I can expose here, and you yourself, you shout that there are more opportunities, because when a nation is underdeveloped, it has more opportunities than a developed nation. Because there are still so many things that need to be developed. Yes. So that is just a general statement I've made. That's a general statement I've made. But I'm talking about opportunities are found more in underdeveloped nations than in developed nations. Because there is still a lot to be done in underdeveloped nations for them to move up to a certain level. And if you are somebody who is innovative enough and you have the knowledge base, you can pool similar knowledge and you people work together. The issue is not going abroad.
Let's take this contribution. This one says, "Greetings, High TV. I think to succeed as a young person in this environment or in this continent, you need to abandon your certificates and go in for menial jobs because that is what is paying nowadays." Thank you. You did not tell us your name. Did you get the reaction?
We have certificate issuing institutions in Africa. Certificate issuing institutions in Africa, not knowledge issuing institutions. I made this point very clear. I'm going to come back to it. There's a difference between certificate issuing institutions and knowledge issuing institutions. Knowledge issuing institutions are found in books. They are not found in the four walls of a university. Knowledge issue institutions are institutions that are found in publications, write-ups, and especially books of successful human beings. We're not talking here about the dishing out of papers at the end of every year, which mean nothing. Those papers are useless in the world in which we live. We're talking about knowledge issuing institutions, and this knowledge issuing institution is not given. You go for it yourself and get it and grasp it. You go for it yourself. Knowledge is not given. I want to be very honest. What is given to people is a superficial enlightenment. That's what is given to people. Knowledge brings solution. That is why the Western nations, they hide knowledge, they conceal knowledge. It is knowledge that is helping them to drill oil. It's knowledge that is helping them to produce aircraft. It's knowledge that is helping them to push up satellites. They don't give it out. Knowledge is concealed. You go for knowledge, you do research in order to get knowledge. They have done a lot of research, they have knowledge, they are keeping it. They will not give it to us Africans. Even when you go and study them for the next 100 years, you will never have it. It's their secret, they keep it. They only give out some superficial stuff to make you be enlightened a bit. Then you shout, you think that you have knowledge. You don't have any knowledge. Knowledge transforms a community. For example, if we had knowledge in Africa, we would have already transformed Africa. We don't have it. Knowledge brings change. Knowledge is not to stay in power for 100 years and doing nothing, as most African leaders have been doing. Knowledge is heavy investment in research and development. That's when knowledge is created. That's what I'm talking about. Superficial intellectuals who have nothing to show forth. They are putting papers and the rest and the rest. Where have those things taken Africa to? Where? Is Africa not still in the mess? So that's why I want to talk to you today, to know that most of what they have acquired in universities is useless. It's useless. That is just a superficial enlightenment. Knowledge is deep and it brings solution to a community. Knowledge is not theory that you talk. No, knowledge is practice. You use knowledge to bring solutions to problems. That's knowledge. Superficial enlightenment is what most Africans have. That is why they are rushing and thinking that they'll go and gain knowledge elsewhere. Even when you go and gain what they call knowledge there, it still does not have use, because there is still a lot to be done. When you don't organize yourself to look for a solution, to have a goal. For example, China, Japan and the rest, they have planned for the next 100 years for their country. What do we have as plan for Africa is to change constitutions of countries and stay in power. That's what we have. We don't have a goal to invest, say, 1 trillion for research and development. That is what brings change. Change is not noise. Change is not to recite notes from a university lecture and score this thing and score A grade. No.
Alright, thank you very much, Mr. Musoke. If you are just tuning in, the program you are watching is Excellence Impact, and it's a special edition talking to youth on how to build career, how to grow and sustain in this hyper competitive world. And Mr. Musoke has been educating us on and encouraging most African youths to make sure that they read book, they go in for knowledge, because what most institutions offer, you cannot use it to do anything or to better your life. Again, I'm coming back. I wish to ask this question. If a young person wishes to choose a career, should it be based on passion or on maybe what is actually making money, what is actually lucrative?
Permit me to still come back to something before I come back to that question. I want to call the attention of all Africans, especially African youths, to know that the Western nations, America, China, and these countries that have developed, they will never give you the knowledge you need in order to develop. I want this thing to sound strong in our ears. Developed nations will never give you the knowledge you require to develop. The knowledge you require to develop is created. They created it by investing heavily in research and development. And other nations maybe spied and stole technology and so on. So I want to let Africans to know that let all of you go to the West. Let all of you go to America. It's a waste of time and has nothing to contribute positively to the development of Africa. You will gain a certain level of half knowledge which cannot take you to anywhere. You will only be able to build a few houses here, build a house for your mother, build a house for your sister, buy 1 or 2 cars. When you come here, you parade the streets. But what is going to transform our nation and Africa will never be given to us. That is why university professors, I doubt, and many people are doubting the professorial nomenclature that many people carry today. Professors are people that should be able to prove to the people that this is what I have done, this is the solution I brought. Then people have solutions. So the professorial this thing today seems as if it's a political game that is going on in African countries. Professors abroad are not this type of people we see here today. They have come up with solutions. But we have doctors and professors today, we are not seeing what they have done. They will tell you that they have published. Why is it why Africa is not transformed? Even your village is not transformed. But you say you are a professor. Please, I think that we are spoiling that title. I think most of the people who are carrying the title professorship in African nations, let it be taken back and let these guys go to work. They don't deserve it. They should show proof of how they have transformed this African country or these African villages. Don't carry a title that does not have any backing. Professorial title should be backed with solutions, with problems that you have solved, not theory. And that is a craving for titles without results nor solutions. That will be one of the first things that we are going to handle in 2025. The craving for unproductive titles. The craving for unproductive titles. It also applies to pastors who have rushed to take titles. No productivity, no solution, nothing. This thing we are going to come back to it. I know that people will not be happy, but let us talk this thing squarely. Don't bear titles that have no backing. I mean, in the field, we're not talking of writing papers and keep. No. What is the effect of this in the field? What are the solutions in the field? You are a hydro engineer or a hydraulic engineer, whatever they call it. People don't have water to drink, but you have such engineers making and parading the corridors. Please, there is just a lot to be said. Many quotes needs to be removed. Many titles needs to be removed and kept aside. And let people go to work and bring out solutions to the problems that Africa is facing. Africa is under a spell of poverty, under a spell of intimidation, under a spell of inferiority complex, and they are running away from their continent. No, no. It means that there's a problem, and that problem, the cause of that problem is intellectuals, because you have surface intellectuals camouflaging as though they are in-depth intellectuals. Please, this one I'm saying here now is to free the African continent. Intellectuals of Africa have failed the continent. There is nothing. There is nothing. They can talk, they can lecture, but where is the effect in the field? Where is it?
They're imparting knowledge on the students.
No, people don't need knowledge that does not have an impact in the field. Knowledge that does not have an impact in the field is not knowledge.
Let's take on this lengthy reaction. Says, greetings, Hi TV. I'm actually enjoying the conversation, but I will differ a bit with the sir on set. His name is Musoke Lucas Lyonga. He said, Africans back here don't even help themselves. I wish to ask, are they even helping themselves? Are they pushful? Elections are coming up. Are they going out to vote? They are not doing anything. Those who travel abroad are going to better their life and that of their families. Do you expect them to come back to change the system in the country? Do you expect them to come back and remove our existing president and put a young man on seat? If those in the country cannot do anything, don't expect those who have left the country to better their life and that of their families to do anything. That was their objective of leaving the country. Thank you.
Yes, permit me to talk to this young person who is writing that all what we are using today is colonially imposed. Africa does not need election. Africa does not need democracy. That will be a topic for another day. Because we don't have structures, we don't have democratic structures. It's a trick to deceive us. That's why there's a lot of rigging and the rest. Africa does not need, that is not the model that Africa needs to put leaders. They deceived us that they have given us the democracy, and you realize that it's not working because the space in which this democracy is supposed to run, the terrain is not ready. That is not the way that Africans were selecting their leaders. So we have taken something that is not working for us because it was a way that the colonial master wanted to use, so that the colonial master is still the same one that has control over the elections, so that he puts the person that he wants. We don't have control over elections. That's why you see people are disappointed. They are not interested because we don't have control. The voters don't have control. That is not what we needed in Africa. We had our own ways of putting leaders before the colonial master came. It was better. If we wanted to modify it, we would have come up with another model, not the democratic model we see today, because it's extremely corrupt. It's still being controlled by the colonial masters, the imperialists. They are the ones behind the gear because it is their team. It is not our team. Election and the rest is not an issue of Africa. So Africa has not been able to prosper through it because that is not their way. The Africans themselves don't even have control over it. It's still being controlled by the imperialists and the colonial masters for their interest. So people don't even like to register to vote, not because they don't want to vote. It's because over the years, experience have proven that that method has not helped African countries. It's that brought in a lot of chaos and conflicts because it is very biased and has strong control by the colonial masters. So it's not our thing. I just wish to say that before I come back to the issue of the fact that people travel abroad to make ends to meet and maybe to help their families. From what she was saying, we don't have any problem there. Nobody has any problem with you if you say that you want to travel abroad, go and make some small money, build a house and make your family to live. We're fine. But don't condemn the space that you left, because you left it like that. Don't think that when you leave, those who stay back, they are the ones to change it. Then you go there now, you are making noise. That's where we have a problem. When you go you away and stay you. Yes, feel free. Don't look back and you are making noise, because it was not good. That's why you left. So don't think that the others who left back, they are the ones to make it good for you. If you wanted it to be good, you would have also stayed back with them, so that if people look for strategies and make it to look good. That's where we have a problem. Make your much money and the rest, help your family, yes, but don't condemn the system because you left it like that. Don't think that it's by staying in the US that when you make noise, it's going to change the system back home. No. There is a way that the system back home can change. It's for all Africans to put their hands together and make it to change. It's not by running away and making noise, big noise outside there. It does not help us. Yes, that's what we are saying. But make your money, take care of your family, build a house for your mothers, build a house for your parents, do whatsoever you wish to do. It's good. I love that personally. But now, don't pretend and start condemning the system that you yourself, you left like that. And that is how that system was. And you think that is by traveling out there and touching some dollars that you now have the audacity to make noise. No. If you want to make noise, come back home. Let us fight together and change our continent. Thank you.
All right. Before we take on our musical break, I want you to talk on this. You did not touch it. When I asked if you should choose a career based on passion or on what is lucrative.
Now, I don't want to deceive the youths. I'm not talking today on passion and things that are lucrative. But let me just explain something. You choose a career. Take note, there are two things. Let me try to distinguish it. Your person, which may be attached to a passion, might not necessarily be the career that you choose. For example, your genuine person may be a philanthropic individual. You just like to help people and see that people are helped. That is the genuine you. But in life, you say that, well, I want to be an engineer. You choose a career because you know that to be an engineer, you may make some money. But that is not really you. But you are building that career. There's no problem there. But the genuine you is that you will still come back to start helping people, even when you make the money from that engineering. So the passion and the career may be two separate entities. You pursue your passion, who is you, which may be your purpose, which may be your true vision to make people, to help people in life. But you say, no, but I can build up an engineer skill, an engineer career. That one that is different from your passion, which is to reach out to the masses, to reach out to people. That is where your true passion is. But you say, no, you want to build an engineering career. So you study engineering. And maybe most of the money you are working in your engineering career now, you are plowing in now back to maybe the vision of reaching out to the people. That is the distinction of those two things.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Musoke. Like I said, the program you are watching is Excellence Impact. We are going to go for
So to build a career, you must not necessarily be your passion. To answer the question clearly, it must not necessarily be your passion. Your career must not necessarily be your passion. Your passion might be something else. For example, your passion might be to reach out to the vulnerables, to reach out to the widows, to reach out to orphans, to reach out to girls, teenage girls. That's your genuine passion. But your career is an engineer, which is also your profession. It's an engineer. Now, in your engineering now, you may be using the resources to fulfill the vision that you have, which is to do one thing or the other. So it may be two separate things. But to some people, it may tie. The passion may still be the career path that he has built or is building. it may tie. To some people, it may not tie. It may be two separate entities.
Okay, thank you. We are just going to go back to the machines, get this music, and we'll come back after the program. Don't go anywhere. After the music, don't go anywhere.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God. That's right. Manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela maya wono. Induwa ya mi wonda loe no ele ma, manino na nuela ma o eliwea. Udua wema, udua wema, udua wema, udua manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela ma o eliwea. Ondenga na jelie mana monyengi, ondenga na jelie kinga ngomo, ondenga na jelie kinga fako ima monyamu wekoko joke monyengi. Uy, that's right. Ondenga na jelie kinga ngomo, ondenga na jelie mana maloko, ondenga na jelie kinga fako ima monyamu wekoko joke monyengi. Siwe de kero monyowi, ekero monyowi, ekero monyowi. Manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nueli, manino na nueli, manino na nuela ma oeli ya. Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Najani ginya, najani molataku, najani luwe, najani ndolo. Najani ginya, najani ndolo, najani yole, najani linga utani panya, panya, elinga utani panya, 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 elinga utani panya, panya, elinga utani panya, panya, panya. Mololo komuno. Manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela, manino na nuela maya wono. Ondenga na jelie kinga ngomo, ondenga na jelie mana maloko, ondenga na jelie kinga wawa maunyamu wekoko joke monyengi. Move it, move it, shake it, move it, move it, move it. That's right. Najane yola, najani ndolo, najani luwe, najani linga otani. Sexy. Elinga otani panya, panya, elinga otani panya, 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 elinga otani panya, panya, elinga otani panya, 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 panya. Manino na nuela maya, enduwa ya mi wonda lo eno elema, manino na nuela maya wono, manino na nuela ma o eliwea, o eliwea, o eliwea, o eliwea, o eliwea. Yeah, najani nginya, yeah, najani luwe, yeah, najani lolo, yeah, najani mololoko. Inuwa ya mi wunda lo eno ele, manino na nuela ma o eliwea, manino na nuela ma ya wono, manino na nuela ma ya wono. Ondenga na jelie kinga ngomo, ondenga nukie mana maloko, ondenga na jelie kinga fako eba onyamu wekoko joke monyengi. Najani nginya, najani luwe, najani lolo, najani linga utani. Linga utani panya, panya, linga utani panya, 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 linga utani panya, panya. panya, elinga utani panya. I have risen. Yeah, najani luwe. Yeah, najani lolo. Yeah, najani linga utani. Linga utani panya. Elinga utani panya. Elinga utani panya.
You're watching His Excellence Impact on High Television, and our topic is building career, growing and in sustenance in a hyper competitive world. Our guest is Mr. Musoke, who has been drilling us and encouraging the youth to read books, the youth to be pushful, to be knowledgeable, to grasp knowledge, because no one is there to give them opportunities. We are just going to continue with the discussion, Mr. Musoke. Let's now be a bit practical. Most of these African youth, they are already into one career or the other, into one business or the other. I want you now to practically tell them how to grow and sustain in this, in whatsoever they are doing.
Yes. You know what again is necessary, and there's one main ingredient, is knowledge. When you are building a career, you should have the required knowledge for the career. Not the superficial knowledge that you get from the four walls of the classroom. You need in-depth knowledge. In most of the times, you have to do a lot of research in that area on your own. That's why most of you may leave the university at the end. A good number of you are loitering around, while some are in very high places already employed. But the knowledge that they have, in some of the professions and career paths, you need to write some certification examinations. These certification examinations are practical exams that are set by international bodies to test your practical involvement in that field, or to know how far they test your level. So you study on your own and write some of those certifications. For example, in the field of accounting, in the field of engineering, in the field of maybe say cyber security, in the field of DevOps and the rest, technology as a whole, and even the field of medicine, in the field of nursing and so on. You have some of those practical certifications, examinations that you have to write. They are written internationally. You can be in Cameroon and you write. You just have to study. Then you'll be able to register and write and be certified. So in most professions and career paths and vocations, you need to go through these certifications, because they bring you to exposure in the reality of that profession. There are some people who have just studied and maybe they even have a PhD, but they don't have the knowledge that is required to professionally operate in that field, because they have not gone through some practical examinations or certifications that are required in that field. In some field, they may even be up to about 100 certifications. In some field, they may be up to 50 certifications. You can see the level of knowledge that you still require in order to call yourself probably an expert in that field. There is no shortcut. And that is why I say that you need to have the knowledge. The knowledge here is to know that in this my field, in this my career, in this my profession, I still have a long way to go by taking certification examinations. These are practical examinations that you have to take in that domain, in that field, to build up your knowledge base and to be able to have greater exposure, because in some cases they deal with scenarios, practical life scenarios that they deal with. Then you solve the problem whatsoever, depending on the field. So you realize that you need a lot of time to be able to be grounded and call yourself maybe an expert in that field. It's not just noise. So the four rooms of the classroom just give you the foundation. It's on that foundation that you need to build by taking other exams or going for further studies or going for practical field work and so on, depending on the career path you have chosen. Many of them you also need to read widely on other aspects that are at the periphery of that profession. You also work on those periphery or related professions that you also need some knowledge from, so that when you are interacting from the what we call the marketplace, that's the place of work or the place of operation, you should be able to have some knowledge in some related fields also, so that you are a total person. Let me say that to call yourself a total person or a complete person is not just to have knowledge in one domain. No, there are related fields that you also need some knowledge in those fields, and so that you can operate well, you can actually be able to meet up with the challenges that are a little bit related to those other fields, using your expertise knowledge in your real field of studies. So growing your profession has to do with practical works, depending for those who are in the field of engineering and the rest, maybe field work and the rest and so on. There's a lot of hands-on exercises and works that you need to be involved in. Maybe there are projects. You also get yourself involved in some of those projects if there is a way, internships and the rest, and build up yourself so that you have in-depth knowledge, not just ending with the theoretical knowledge that you gain from the classroom and you end there. You can also attach yourself where some projects are going on and also learn from what they are doing. If that project ties with your area of profession, you can now go. So there are these options. But with the advent of information and communication technology, the availability of information, the availability of a lot of information online and materials that people have put online for free, some of them you are supposed to buy, but the truth is that they are very cheap compared to their real price if they were supposed to really be charged. So all this now, you can go online and buy some books that are related to your field. You can go online, watch some YouTube videos, gain one or two things, watch maybe or follow some audios and so on, study some publications by some doctors, professors and so on, and gain more knowledge because they might have done some in-depth research in a particular area. You also study and gain that knowledge. So there are many avenues that you have to make personal effort to be able to grasp the knowledge you need in order to build your career and become a valuable person in that profession. Very, very important. It's not an issue of sleeping at home and wasting time, but it's an issue of intentionally looking at the avenue, sourcing for the avenue, asking for the avenue. But above all, you should have a mentor. You should have at least a mentor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mentors, whatever, in the different fields in which you are working, so that they'll be able also to guide you and give you more knowledge in what you need and guidance. They can say, okay, there is this book like this, you have to buy it and read it. You have 2 weeks to read the book. There is this other book like this, you have to buy it and read it. Mentors are good at that. They can also help you and drill you and make you to be more exposed to the knowledge base that you need.
Would you buy the Nigerian system, since we are talking about African youth, the Nigerian system of after university you go and do what they call youth service, you work in a company, work anywhere based on your profession or your career?
Yes, it's a very good model where you have to go and work after your studies. In Nigeria, you have to go and work maybe for 1 year or so. I don't know the exact time, whether it's 1 or 2 years, but it's good because you go to where maybe what you studied, you go now and you are exposed to practical work, field work and so on, depending on the company, the organization that takes you, so that you can work in those. That's a very good system which is existing in Nigeria. I think that if it were possible, we would have also implemented that in Cameroon, so that people should be able to be exposed to the reality. But do we even have the companies in Cameroon where people can be able to freely fit in? It's not easy. Nigeria has at least a good cross-sectional availability of companies that are there. Cameroon is still struggling to come up. There are a few companies, there are a few organizations. Well, nevertheless, it's good to start from somewhere and see how it goes.
All right, thank you very much. I saw there was a reaction here. As this person is struggling to call, we do not take calls, please. You can just text us on SMS. This one says, greetings, Hi TV. I'm enjoying the program, but I wish to say that our youth are struggling and doing all they can do. It's just that the government, especially our Cameroon government, is that does not give opportunity to young people. All right, thank you very much.
Yes, governments don't give opportunities. Governments create a favorable environment. You gain knowledge that tells you where opportunities are found, and you go for those opportunities, or you create your own opportunities. That's what we're talking about, knowledge. All rises and fall on knowledge. And knowledge here, I'm talking about wide knowledge. Wide knowledge. Have you already read your 256 books as a graduate? I ask you that question. Have you already read your 256 books? There are 256 books that you're supposed to read. Have you read them? And those 256 books will give you information on the different areas that you require these opportunities. You don't know the opportunity, you want the government. The government has a lot of work that is not again their focus. They want to make you have basic amenities so that you can live. They don't even have it. They are struggling to borrow left and right to make sure that things. You still want the government again. That same government, please. When you have a first degree, know that you are called a card. You are now a qualified person to take your life into your hands. You have to read, you have to study, you have to work on your own. You don't need to look upon the government again. Instead, you need to help the government. Tell the government, I have this opportunity like this. I want to give the government of Cameroon 1 billion to be able to build something and the rest. Yeah, that's how you can help the government. Don't give the government more burden when they are already overburdened and broken down by the burden. Then you still bring another burden again. No, please. The government has helped people to study for free.
For free?
Yes. You don't pay university education in public state universities. Yeah. You don't pay. You only register and you study for free. Government spend a lot of money to train one student per year. So you are studying for free. Take advantage of it. You do first degree, masters and PhD for 50,000. Where on earth do you find that? I'm not saying that some other countries don't give it, but go now where you are supposed to pay and check the amount of money that you are normally supposed to pay. Then you will know very well that at least the government has done something for you. Don't go back again to that same government to be asking. Instead, you should now bring your own helping hand to that government. Government is training medical doctors for free. To train medical doctors, you don't spend less than 25 to 30 million francs per person per year. But all that you are trained for free. Government would have spent at least close to 350 million on one person to be trained as a medical doctor. After that, what next? Then you come again to be asking that same government again after government has spent 350 million on you. Please, let's be serious.
They have to absorb them.
Let's be serious. No, I'm not saying that the government should not absorb it. I'm saying that you should not be the one again to be turning around to condemn that same government. By the time you are even finishing the final year in medicine, you should already have a vision for yourself. There's nothing bad for you to start something on your own. Mm-hmm. And if the government now comes to absorb you, fine. You go in. The government cannot absorb you. You move on. When you already know a terrain, there's what we call adaptability. You adapt to the realities, which means that at your 5th year as a medical student, you should already know that this is what I might face. So you prepare and adapt to the reality so that if the government absorbs you, fine. If the government does not absorb you, you already start something with your friends. The good thing is that you are many of you. Can you people work together as a team and start something? Is it bad for 20 medical students or graduates to form a strong team and start on something that can help other youths? Why must we always think that the government? No. Please, let's be innovative. In as much as the government can employ you, fine. But you people should look for other ways, other alternatives that will even be better than a government employment.
I think they have a few of them. The University of Boyard medical students, they have a few of those associations that they come together and see how they can better help themselves. Wasipita is one of those associations and one of those.
That is good.
Yeah.
They should move further from that step and move ahead.
There's a funny one here says, greetings to you, sir. I wish to ask if I should meet you for you to help me start up something and see how I'm going to grow and sustain it.
Very much. I've done that for so many youths, so many years. If you are ready and you are willing to work and you are serious, I can guide you and help you to move ahead and give you directives for free. You are not going to pay me. Anything that concerns youth, you don't pay me for it. Feel free. I'm available. I can help you. I can guide you for free. You will not pay me. So don't think that you will come and I'll charge you money. No.
There's one question I wish to ask. Maybe I should have asked this question earlier enough. But you see, with all what you have been doing, Excellence Impact has been on for some years now, talking to African youth. We have other initiatives too that have been doing this. And people go to school, we have graduates. But why? What's that thing that is always making most or majority of our African youth to fail? Maybe if we know that particular thing, we are going to...
For example, before I forget, please let me make this point clear. Before I forget, the parents of the children and the teenagers that are going to receive the gift tomorrow at the Full Gospel Church should not forget. They should be at the Full Gospel premises by 9:30 a.m. We are distributing gifts and cash worth over $1 million plus, because some friends too saw this thing and they also sent some small money that should add and do this good work that we are doing. So these youths are going to benefit at the premises of the Full Gospel Mission tomorrow at 10 a.m. But they should be there at least 30 minutes to time. We are going to distribute this with all freedom. There are some people that are going to receive 100,000, some are going to receive 50,000, some are going to receive maybe 20,000, some are going to receive a bag of rice and things like that, oil and the rest. We are going to distribute this tomorrow for free. Come, we will not charge you. Come and take your gift. We have already...
Are you inviting the entire...
I'm not inviting. We have a list.
Okay.
But if you are hearing me and your name is not yet on that list, and you really have a serious need, you can come. Even if you don't have much, you can be giving something small at that meeting. But those who have already been shortlisted, they already know. I'm just reminding them. There's a long list, and we are going to deal with that list. So please, this is the starting. Next year, we may go up to about 5 to 10 million francs that we are going to distribute and help vulnerable IDPs and orphans and so on. And needy children who don't have school fees. We have been doing that for long, but now we want to do it in a way that they'll benefit, and we thank God for them. And that's it. So tomorrow at the Full Gospel Mission, 9 a.m. It's free.
I'll maybe read it at the end of the program. Why do so many African youths fail?
So many African youths fail for one reason. Let me explain this very well to you. Listen to me, African youths. 99% of African youth fail. And the reason why they fail is because from the foundational level, they did not develop the mindset of entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial mindset. I'm not saying that you must be an entrepreneur, you must be a business person. No, that's not what I'm saying. The entrepreneurial mindset, simply in a nutshell, in a very simplified way of explaining, it means that the mindset of taking initiative on your own and becoming independent. I wish to explain again. The entrepreneurial mindset is that mindset that makes you to take the bull by the horn, take initiatives on your own, and work to become independent as fast as possible. That is the entrepreneurial mindset. Most African youths don't grow with this mindset. They depend a lot on their parents. They have the mindset to depend on their parents, to depend on their governments, to depend on relatives. That personal initiative, which we call in French action personnelle, that mindset of action personnelle is not there. And that's why I want to put this secret to you, African youth. You must have the mindset of entrepreneurship. The mindset of knowing that you can survive on your own, but you need to sit down and work. You need to sit down and put a plan for your life. For example, 2024 is coming to an end. Every youth was supposed to have already purchased the 2025
diary.
Is you purchase it 1 month before that year ends. 1 month at least. For people who are serious, they even purchase it 2 months before the time and already work the next year, so that you already know what you are going to do in 2025 as a sketch, as a plan, and you even budget it. Then along the year now, you are adjusting as things are coming, changes are coming, you are adjusting. But at least you should have a clear-cut picture of how the things that you wish to achieve in 2025. Like for example, Excellence Union International Group, in 2025, we are going to focus on what we call lead global. Lead global. It means that we are going to lead in all aspects of life in 2025. We are going to take the lead in many things, which means that we are going to help youth and take the lead in many things, in doing so many things, so that the youth can follow, the women can follow, others can follow. Even lead humanitarian, which means that we will lead in humanitarian things. So this has already been drafted and it's there. So we don't wait to enter 2025. I don't wait to enter 2025 to start planning. No, I've worked on this already. And I may be doing adjustments as the year is going by, so that I know that I need maybe 100 million. I need maybe 200 million. I know that I may travel to the US next year to go and raise some funds, to go and meet some friends to raise some funds. I may have to travel to South Africa to go and meet some people and things like that. I've already worked on it. Some of them might not work, but at least I have drafted them. That is how you plan your life. That's how you plan your career. That's how you plan your future. You don't just sit down and wait for things to happen and take you by surprise. No. Even though that may take you by surprise, at least you already had a mindset to reach out for your life, for your organization, for your family. In the upcoming year, then working to the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on your life, your strategic plans for and so on. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll just take on this announcement, and when we come back, you give us your take-home message, even though you've mentioned it. Excellence Union International Group announcement and end-of-year gifts to orphans, IDPs, and the very needy. In this festive period ending the year 2024, Excellence Union International Group will be distributing a gift of 1 million francs to orphans, IDPs, needy children as a sign of gratitude to the living God. These gifts will be in the form of cash, but also convertible to material if necessary. This very brief event will take place at the premises of the Full Gospel Church Moleko on Tuesday, December 31st at, you said 9 a.m. Yes,
the program starts at 10 a.m. but people should be there at least 30 minutes to time. You should not come to a program when it is starting. You come at least 30 minutes to time, so all the children should rally 30 minutes to time, and let's put some smile on their faces so that when they go back home, they can smile with their mothers and the rest. It's a sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice that we are doing, so that we should also reach out to those that are actually downcast in our own small way.
All right, take-home message.
The take-home message, first of all, is that we wish all Cameroonians and Africans a happy and prosperous New Year 2025, and we pray that God is going to help you and your entire family to succeed in 2025. Youth, please, you need to have an entrepreneurial mindset if you wish to succeed. A mindset that you take initiatives on your own, you work to become independent on your own as fast as possible, and have a vision for your life. As you are entering 2025, already have a plan, have your goals, have your objective for 2025, and be able to span it all through 2025. And along the year, you may be doing some adjustments, but at least have a general picture of that which you wish to accomplish in 2025, and put it down, follow it, pray to God, and trust God that is going to grant you the grace and the resources to be able to accomplish your vision for 2025.
I asked you this at the beginning of the year. You gave some the projects of Excellence Union International Group at the beginning of the year, the beginning of 2024. We are ending 2024 and entering into 2025. Was that achieved?
We achieved more than, for example, this issue of giving gifts to students was not part of 2025. We gave so many awards to so many people. It was not part of this of 2024. So the vision of 2024, we accomplished is far beyond we held one key youth exposure conference that brought in many. So we went beyond the accomplishment of the vision of 2024. We did so many things that we was not in our plan, and this one that we are doing tomorrow at the Full Gospel Church was not part of the plan. We have been helping youths and teenagers along within the years, but this one now is just a special offer that we are giving to the youths and the teenagers. So thank you so much. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musoke, for coming to the program, and we wish you a prosperous new year, and prosperous new year to all our televiewers, High Television. The rebroadcast of this program comes up at 10:30. Join us again next week for another edition, and stay tuned to High Television.